Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Houston Sports Talk, back in the video today, and we're here to talk about the Rockets again. And we got news from the Rockets. The Rockets have worked out two NBA veterans, two very old NBA veterans. The Rockets have worked out Gerald Green and Monta Ellis. Gerald Green has not played in a basketball game since the 18-19 season. He played in the preseason with the Rockets in 1920, but the last regular season basketball he played was in the 18-19 season. Played preseason ball with the Rockets, but he played preseason basketball with the Rockets in December. So the 2021 season, and the last time he played in season was the 18-19 season, and broke his foot. Or fractured his foot. And then the other player is Monta Ellis, who has not played since the 16-17 season when he retired after finishing a season with the Pacers. Me just saying this, does this mean I'm trying to prove a point that these guys are old or something, or these guys are washed? I'm not going to make any comments about Monta Ellis because I don't know about anybody, but I have not seen him play in a couple years, and I really wasn't really into the Pacers when he had his last couple years with the Pacers. I was just starting to get into basketball because I'm pretty young, so like when he was just starting to end his career down there. In, 2016, I was, 10 or 9, something like that. And, and then you got to go back 2 years later. I started watching basketball in 2015 when I was, 7 or 8, something like that. I don't know. I don't really care or know, but what I know is that I really didn't pay a lot of attention to what the Pacers were doing. I was paying attention to what my team was doing, and I was paying attention just to national televised games. So I've seen a lot of Monta Ellis highlights from Golden State years back. So that I have seen. These are two great veterans. I think they both have a lot in them, especially Gerald Green. Can we talk about how much fire Gerald Green has in him? The thing is, I would love to sign Gerald Green, same thing as Monta Ellis, but I'm sorry to other fellow Rockets fans, but Gerald Green deserves better. This dude has been through so much. You can see right there, if you look on the Gerald Green, if you look on the picture to the red, when he's on the one where he's wearing the red jersey, if you look at his hand really closely, I really don't want to zoom in because it might screw something up with this video. But if you look closely, right next to the middle finger, which is stupid, I think, the ring finger. The ring finger. If you look at his ring finger, half of his finger is gone. I think I've talked about this a couple times on the channel. But when he was a young kid, him and his brother were playing basketball. His brother threw him an alley-oop. He went for the dunk, and his finger got stuck in the rim, and they had to amputate half of his finger off. And he's played basketball since, making it to college, making it all the way through high school basketball, then to college, then playing through college basketball, and then on to the NBA for many, many years, playing for many, many teams, Rockets including in one of them. He's already played for the Rockets twice before. One he played for 2 seasons, and one he played for 2 months. But they only waived him a couple months ago because it was what's best for Gerald Green, because they knew this team was going into rebuild mode now. I'm not saying that this team's not in rebuild mode anymore, but they're definitely in a better situation when they were when they released Gerald Green a year ago. For sure, because if you looked at it now, look back a year ago, James Harden was was being traded and this team was tanking. I'm not saying this team's still tanking. I'm saying this a year ago, this team was in a massive rebuild. Now this team's in a small rebuild just because of getting Gerald Green. So it's not as bad as it was a couple years ago, but it's still bad at the same time, if you know what I mean. I just think Gerald Green deserves better than Houston, even though he loves Houston. I want to see him on a good team, and I think that's what he deserves best, is to be on a good team. And the other thing is, our rotation is so deep, is I don't want to see him join this team again and see him get cut. Gerald Green is not somebody who should be cut in preseason. Oh my God, it sucks to see though. Because he's really not. He's really not somebody who should be cut in the preseason. Oh my God, it makes me sick to my stomach. This is a guy who can go get you 30 points off the bench. I bet it's maybe a little bit lower now that he is aged a little bit. But, a couple years ago, this 17-18 season and the 18-19 season when he was on the Rockets, he could go get us 21 to 30 points off the bench any given night. I'm not saying he would do it. Sometimes he'd get a little bit lower from like 13 to 15, 17, something like that. But he was a big part of the Rockets being what the Rockets were in the 17-18 season and the 18-19 season. So, I would like to see them try it one more time. But what I know is this rotation is so deep, and I don't want to see him get cut again because it makes him look bad. Other teams will look at him and they'll say, "Well, you look bad." Yes, if I'm saying he'll get cut again, I'm not that. Yes, that means of course he looks bad, but that doesn't mean he looks bad as a player. I know I'm talking about a lot about Gerald Green, but not a lot about Monta Ellis, which I'll get to in a minute. But I don't want to see Gerald Green on the Rockets because I want to see him on a winning team, and I'm afraid that he'll join this team for preseason and training camp, and they'll cut him again. And I don't want to see him get cut in preseason. And I think Gerald Green deserves better. So yeah, that's it about the Gerald Green standpoint. I'll move on to the Monta Ellis standpoint of things. It's really it's really the same thing, but the difference is I really don't give a damn about Monta Ellis. I love Gerald Green. I've met him before. He is so nice. It was the 17-18 playoffs, Jazz versus the Jazz semifinals, game 2, and I got it's just long story, but I'm gonna give it in short. I know Paige Fertitta, the Rockets owner's wife, and she took me backstage where when the players went out, and one of the players that walked past me was Gerald Green. Gerald Green was on the phone with his agent, and he saw me at the time, just a little kid. I was not even a teenager yet, and I didn't even say anything to him yet. And he said, "I'll call you right back." And it wasn't anything about like he had to do something. It was just because he saw me. He was like, "What's up? Do you want?" He said, "Let's take a picture." And we took a picture. He was so nice. He was nice to me and even my mother. So Gerald Green is a great person. And not only how he treated me that night with just so much respect and so much just to me and my mom, and and just a great attitude. Not only that, they lost in game 2 of the semifinals as a 1 seed. Who would want to take a picture with a kid? I know it's a kid, but who would want to take a picture with somebody after you just lost in the playoffs? So, and then not only that, but the passionate love he has for Houston. His love for the state and the city is absolutely amazing. So I respect the hell out of Gerald Green. He's literally one of my favorite players in the NBA. But the thing for me is that I want to see him on a winning team. I want to see him win. I'm not saying the Rockets are capable of that, but they're not capable of being a playoff team. They're not. So, but I would admit the Rockets would be way better if Gerald Green was on the team. But let's see what happens. I don't think it will happen. But I'm not gonna spend too much time on it. But Monta Ellis, the Rockets did work him out as well as the Mavericks did, and I think the Nets too, and I think the Lakers. But those teams are in way better competition than the Rockets, the Lakers, Mavs, and Nets. But yeah, I don't really see the fit of Monta Ellis. I mean, the Rockets are a rebuilding team. We don't want old vets. Gerald Green's an exception because he's a longtime Houston Rockets veteran, knows this team, knows this system, has a little bit of chemistry with some of these players on this roster. And not only that, but his passionate love for Houston. Monta Ellis, all I know is he doesn't have a lot of connections with Houston. I he might be from Houston, which I'm not really certain of, but he's never played for the Rockets like Gerald Green has 2 times. He wouldn't die. Gerald Green has literally said before he'd die for Houston. Look at that tattoo on his shoulder. 45. That is a freeway in Houston. This man is all Houston. That's all he wants to be, and that's why he'll probably end up signing here, is because there's no other place he wants to be. So, and that's probably why if the Rockets tell him, hey, sorry, we don't want to sign you, and we're not going to sign you because we're young, and we're a little whatever, we're not going to be signing you. You know what he'd probably say? He'd probably say, okay, that's all right. And then probably the next call they get is, hey, did you hear Gerald Green is retiring? He only wants to play for Houston. And I hope the Rockets accept him wanting to play for Houston as well. But, we'll see. The Rockets did waive him last year in December in the preseason. But, yeah, we'll see. They're not going to sign both of these guys. They might sign one of them, if not neither of them. But, yeah, we'll see. That's it for the video. Rockets work out Gerald Green and Monta Ellis, and peace out. Go Rockets.